How gigabyte problem is a big problem. Usually how gigabyte problem over to be getting into different various to website might be getting problem. So I have to be using compression instead to have it to able to conversate. This kind of the texture material on my right hand is just to be useful to show it up. Well, how it is to be useful to this might be to get it from DSCF4432 Sport. To have in short operation is pretty much an order. Usually we are enough to the hot warm condition and it's showing up. So what kind of the word first I'm looking for when I have this kind of texture? Once again it's a cotton, it will be very much when you call a wool and wet and soak it. It will be to the weight will be intensified, it will be much more weighted full fit to just to feel in your wearing, and that is something kind of the uncomfortable station. So the skirt, it is one of the 10. Alright, so more college shirt year round. And this kind of college shirt, what is it Jacob base? So once again, CIP horn, cap horn sport. So do we have this Asian making ours work to this kind of dessert? What we give it back to the Asian people and back it wherever. So somebody might be saying the information internet and so we have a cheaper here, cheap or chap or chip whatever. So it just kind of have a actually nice, just a little bit cover up your throat and the hair section and a section whatever. So there is a logo and once again stripes. So the material here, you like the to the loving red color here. Loving red color, it's a wine red and it's pretty much make it all the self to showing up to the more faster this dimension of the day and so on to be taken. So let's looking for other t-shirt here. What kind of t-shirt it might be? Once again I have to be turning it around and it's a polo shirt. What am I polo shirt? Why did everybody have a ton of reviews names to everything? So if it just here is a mark always somewhere on the chest section, I can't relate to change, but looking for after to the station. And I don't wanna be wrong, but to say exactly this shirt that it's just everything seems to have some different kind of color. What is just very much staying same of the whole texture, because its color through the years can be changed in the color way nuance how it is. And this is the Tom Taylor, and we'll say it in Taylor from the English British English language. This means pretty much of the person who are able to just put the get and then. And well, this is different kind of the close hand wear. So look like some kind of the latex, because the rubber is pretty much here expanding very much on the some properties. So it is unpierceable and will get that all dirt will be stay away. What kind of the extension and control application we have using this kind of wear? We will not use left any fingernails, finger marks. For if you have any DNA yourself to let in here, just maybe clear it out to making sure that when you next time when untraceable doing something using this clothes, nobody can investigation find out that it's your DNA. If you the best possible is of course using all kind of those acid that doesn't harm of this texture. So because it's a rubber, it pretty much can actually get some kind of the very high hydroxyl, like example. The acid will be very much adhesive here and station correlation, but that's the property what is this pretty much good to have to close and keeping on good use. So nothing else too much to take in consensus as swimming pants. So what kind of the useful is the swimming pants having? Alright, the swimming pants, this kind of the cyan color, cyan blue. So when it comes to males, the swimming pools, it of course have a hat thin out to large size to keep up your to over the genitalia to organs pretty much aggressive inside. So of course it seems to be also have a two different kind of protection and on, but when you are going to take in a some swimming tape, and then it's just having the some kind of the other kind of the bands here. Alright, this kind of the long sleeves to call pants seems to be cool. It is a sport for use. And what is good sport? Pretty much once again, well, this time I'm going to manufacture a color or texture or rotation of the color intensified, weather, fireproof or bulletproof. How much you can stop radiation, iteration, temptation, what all kind of properties we can learn about these things. Pretty much the point this kind of lamp, the cotton is that they don't of course solve amazing long well the texture will give it up. So due to the reason of the time, sooner or later we will losing it in some kind of situation. Alright, not afraid to hear taking up to the next one. And what is showed after this one again cyan color long chaps. So pretty much if you are living in some cold area in the world, pretty much out of the north, you might be needing it. I'm going to show after all the baby pants and the baby and whatever the different sizes of the human things here. And one of the pants and whatever the pants. What are the worst kind of the pants that don't have an example to the cool showing after the pants? So some kind of the fire inside of the keeping holding and locking. Example the section when you're wearing that they don't getting closed down. Alright, let's see what kind of how well it have been done, this kind of pants. So first you will be upside down to sleeve them up. You will here show it looks like quite flatly done. Whoever was ever here tailoring this up, the sewing seems to have a very much differentiation and some kind of problem to the manufacturing process. But that's not pretty much a surprise when you will be have a concorder. So you will be saying it's in the shop when you do the choice, and after all you have a wearing them, you're pretty much keeping up to them whatever they are. So it's time to pretty much go to check it out to the ones another a little bit longer. As you see, there is not yet got a chance what kind of the typical the people will be changing the model and so on. I'm not taking too much conscious to hear the model, but what I will alright, the longer use. So when it's just the modern time, we'll be saying that is there any this clothing ever been around in the 1980 or 1970? What kind of the different human wear have? The steel is pretty much a cotton except for this, and not too much artificial